James here from Gamma Flare, and Long Beach has just delivered an absolute street fight. Concrete walls, zero room for error. And from the very first lap, these V8s were throwing punches. Race 1 exploded into life with a huge pile-up through the Fountain Complex, bringing the field to a standstill and immediately putting race control under pressure. When the racing resumed, Jensen Bade timed the restart beautifully, carving his way through the traffic as the battle intensified. But when the checkered flag dropped, it was Rehan Leonage who mastered the chaos to claim a superb Race 1 victory. Then came the feature, and the walls were just as unforgiving. Another opening lap stack-up at the Fountain Complex before Noah Kitcher produced a determined drive under relentless pressure. Moments later, Phil Carpenter looped it at the hairpin, adding another dramatic twist to an action-packed race. When it mattered most, Jensen Bade held his nerve to take a brilliant feature race victory, with Will Brown and Russell Pepperell completing the podium. Next stop, Okayama International Circuit. Technical, flowing, and all about precision. One mistake there can cost you an entire race. The stage is set. The V8s are ready. Next up, it's over to our absolute champions of commentary, Davo and J-Man from Match Fit Entertainment, who are ready to call every lap and every battle. Take it away, boys. Keep it pinned, stay fast, and enjoy the race.
Thank you so much, James, for that breakdown on what was a hectic race at Long Beach last week. And welcome viewers to a Tuesday night at Match Fit Entertainment for the official coverage. Yes, that's right. It's the official coverage of the SCNZ 2026 V8 Supercar Winter Series, ladies and gentlemen. It is round 4, and like James mentioned, we are at Okayama, ladies and gentlemen. The boys are out in practice, in qualifying, should I say. I'm Davo, and J-Man always by my side. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, J-Man.
Just got to unclick that button there. Good evening,
Okay.
Dave. Good evening, viewers
Thank you,
on the YouTubes and obviously Face TV Sky 83. Welcome aboard here to round 4
Yes.
at
Yes.
Okayama race circuit. Beautiful little circuit, 3.7 kilometres, 11 turns, and I tell you what, would you believe it? Looks well and truly suited to a Gen 3 V8 supercar, Davo.
It does.
Yeah, I sat in on a fair bit of the practice session tonight just to get my head around what these guys are operating like around here. And I tell you what, the times are absolutely hectic at the top. It's going to be a tight qualifying. We are into it. The situation here, viewers, if it's your first time tuning in or you just want to be updated on what the schedule looks like, this is a 15-minute session. So it's effectively for each driver out there, it's a 2-lap flying situation. So 1 out lap and 2 flying laps to get the business done. So look for those second laps to be the magic ones for these guys as they bring this tyre up to temp and get this done. And we do see a mixed bag of drivers sitting out for a good portion of the track, trying to maybe let some traffic go and obviously create some space or potentially at times let the track conditions come to them. However, the byproduct of that, Davo, you and I both know a lot of gravel and bitumen gets kicked out of the sand traps up onto the racetrack, and we can see that already. So, you know, it's a bit of management involved in these qualifying sessions, and we're into endurance mode, obviously, here. So 1 race on the schedule tonight. It is a 55-minute scheduled race once they do settle this down and get this formality of qualifying done. So 2 mandatory pit stops required in that race too, Davo. Mandatory to take 2 tyres at both of those stops as well. So a little bit of strategy to come into play. Obviously, pit window opens up at 10 minutes, closes at 45. So we'll touch a little bit more on that as we embark on this race. But man, I tell you already, Rayhan with a 31.8. I can tell you for free that is the fastest time that I've seen already tonight. I thought a 32.0 looked pretty impressive from Andrew Dutch earlier. However, Rayhan has just fired one in there and got that done nice and early as well. So
Yes, yes. And look, it's interesting. You did just actually touch on, like it's not even an etiquette thing or an unwritten rule, but what we do see fairly regularly here is the boys, usually some of the quicker guys, just sitting back and just staying out of that early phase or that early half of the qualifying session. Just like you mentioned,
yep.
whether it's just looking for a little bit of space on track, letting a couple of maybe the slower guys get their laps done first, or waiting for that track to come to them. Obviously, we've seen some wet rounds. I think round 2 was a little bit damp at Winton. So, however, tonight we have these guys are not mucking around. Like the top boys out there and getting it done pretty early. J-Man here at Okayama for round 4. So a little bit of a change to, I suppose, what we're used to. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And so, hey, we can't script this stuff. It's all just unfolding in front of us. And look,
Thank goodness.
Hey, mate, and that's what makes it so exciting here at SUPERCARs in their 2026 V8 SUPERCAR series. It never fails to deliver. Okayama, J-Man, I think we may have called this a couple of seasons ago.
Yep.
Pretty snazzy little track here, and it does actually, I think, like you've already mentioned, definitely suit a Gen 3 V8 supercar. So it'd be interesting. Yes, look, I'm so looking forward to it tonight. Here as yes, the boys conducting qualifying as we speak. Where are we? We are at about that halfway mark that we were just been talking about. And we've got Thomas Freeman there, one of the OPR ex Gamma Flare cars there, and you can just see there clearly through not maybe this corner, but the corner previous, a lot of gravel, a lot of kitty litter on the track, and like you mentioned, some of that rubber as well. So they get a lot of marbles. There's kitty litter, and also, so that's the downside of going out late,
Yes.
But
Yep.
so there's this fine line, isn't it, in managing their qualifying sessions in what sometimes can be a fairly full field of cars. And I think tonight again, it's looking like 30 plus cars here today, J-Man. So it's going to be busy on the bikes.
Yeah, 100% it is. And look, just looking at those times, some of those guys just not quite hitting the same mark as they did in practice session. Obviously, laps aren't at a premium here. You only get the 2 flyers. But to tell you what, Rayhan and Will Brown did a stellar job of their 2 flyers. Roger Forbett, Jensen Pade. I mean, these are the usual names that we expect to see there. Michael Taliancic as well.
Is that a new name? Is that one?
He was no. This is second week, I think, that
Second
we've
week,
called
okay,
Michael.
yep.
So yep, definitely in there, and definitely a name to consider as well, because he was proper quick last time out as well.
Not only to consider, but to try and get a commentator's tongue around as well. Tell her, Yannick, J-Man or something. And we do reach out to the boys with some of these difficult surnames to reach out to us and correct us, please. We don't want to butcher it week in, week out. So interesting stuff. And look, some good sign-ups again for the Winter Series, J-Man here at SCNZ. No surprise to see a few new names on that tower there, ladies and gentlemen, as it starts to populate a little bit more. You can see 28 indicative times so far, with the likes of, like J-Man's already mentioned, Rian up to Pointy End, Brown, Forbett, Bade. Like all of those usual suspects there. Michael, like you mentioned, I won't butcher your name again. Sorry, mate. Stephen Banks and Michael Sparrow. But there is still a few names to come. So all very much provisional times. But the time is ticking J-Man, and they have only got a little over 5 minutes to run in this said qualifying session. Look, Russell Pepperell, not an overly exciting. Well, he didn't do too bad at Long Beach last week, but yeah, it's just sort of maybe a lackluster start at Winton there. But yeah, look, another name always to look out for. Mandela Pluck in one of the KSR cars there. Another name that we see moving and shaking every week, J-Man. So definitely
Yeah,
one to
100%.
keep an eye on.
Yep. Good to see for me personally. I'm not sure whether it was an issue last week for yourself also, but for me, DPR car Ryan Jones back to more of a familiar livery for me this week as well. So good to see Jonesy looking
Yes.
there. However, I think P26 for Ryan, he wouldn't be completely impressed with that. He would
Probably
normally
not.
be a lot further up. However, as you mentioned, Russell Pepperell doing a good job in there. 32 with the 7 and backs up his second and final lap using every bit of track. I might add the 750 car on the turn 11 exit. Does he go better? He does not. He backs it up with a 32.9. So nobody other than Rayhan going into the 31s at this point.
There you go.
Mitchell Sparrow he's done a good lap, 32 with an 8. So he sees himself provisionally 8th. That Carpenter, Cullen, and Burgess, I think maybe all coming in on an in lap. It's always a little bit tricky to decipher. But Davo, who talked about late in the piece of these qualifying sessions, you look down at turn 7. I think that's right about where Mitchell Sparrow just came out of now. So much gravel on the racetrack, and that has to play a part of the lateral grip that they've got through the mid phase of that corner.
Absolutely. And I think we're just picking up Sam Cullen coming through that left-hander now, J-Man. So the boys will be. I mean, it's obvious they can see it visually on the track, and they'll be well aware of the grip difference from being online and not. So that and look and being a one race format here tonight with the endurance format, J-Man. Look, they're going to have to deal with that. It's not like a short sprint and then they clear the track up and then they go again. They will have to deal with it throughout the 55 minutes, viewers. So, very much different game. Look, 55 minutes, Jamie, it is just enough time to force these, a little bit of strategy, isn't it, with the boys?
Yeah, well, look, there's a bit of unscripted territory to navigate tonight. Viewers obviously live stewarding here at SUPERCAR NZ, and look, it wouldn't be a surprise with the size of this field and the caliber of drivers out there, and the expectation that they'll probably put on themselves to maybe see a safety car at some point. So just remember that 2 mandatory pit stops requiring 2 tyres at each stop, and what that looks like after that pit lane opens at the 10-minute mark and closes at the 45. There'll be a bit to unpack about that time in that pit window as to how guys go about that. And you could be the lucky guy that maybe is halfway around the circuit if a safety car was called and come in and get one of those done under yellow and not lose too much. Or maybe you're the guy that's actually just done his one of his pit stops or both, and then it comes out and you sort of didn't get the free kick. So there'll be a bit to unpack on this one. And look, as far as racetracks go, there's a bit of space out there. However, I've already seen a couple of moments there on certain corners where it could go pretty bad. And I think for me, I want to say turn 10 promotes an opportunity to maybe just get a little bit sideways or maybe too deep. And that fence on the left-hand side out of turn 9 is incredibly close. So watch that space.
It is.
Like I mentioned, good evening to everybody tuning in. And hey, look, one of the guys tuning in live on the YouTubes right now, Wally Baker. Good to see you always supporting Match Fit Entertainment and SUPERCAR NZ, mate. Great to have your watch.
Absolutely. G'day, Wally, and g'day and welcome all viewers, whether they're tuning in with us live on the YouTubes here tonight or on our delayed broadcast to Sky 83 on the weekend. Welcome everybody to Matchbit Entertainment's official coverage of the SCNZ 2026 V8 Supercar Winter Series. Like we mentioned, we are at Okayama here tonight for round 4. We will actually, so third of the points getting rounds. Okay, so the first round was a bit of a shakedown for the boys, so no points on offer, but 2, 3, and now again tonight for all points rounds. So we will bring up a little bit of a points graphic for you very soon.
It was a flex round, Davo.
It does, absolutely. Even just over a couple of rounds, so. Okay. So, looks like qualifying's over, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, and there is, you can see on the tower there, Rian not contested at all. The only one in the 31s there, so nice work, Rian. Leonards, Will Brown, Forbett, Roger Forbett, Jensen Bade, Michael, J-Man, how do you pronounce that?
Taliancic, yeah.
Sitch, Russell Pepperell, and
that's my take.
Yeah, fair call. Stephen Banks, Michael Sparrow, Mitchell Sparrow, Michael Gunstone, and Andrew Dutch rounding out the top 10. The viewers, those boys will have just a quick reset, a quick break. They might do a few tweaks, possibly to the setup, and while they are in the process of that, we are gonna just quickly sneak up here a couple of a little bit of information for you guys. As you can see, we mentioned Adelaide, the graveyard that is Adelaide was a non-points round, thankfully for the boys. Winton we had, which was a little bit wet, J-Man. We got some really late rain there. Long Beach last week, wow, what chaos there at Long Beach. We saw it last season and we saw it again last week. Okayama tonight for round 4, and then we're off to Mount Panorama. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, wait for that. That's going to be awesome. But we are quickly going to just jump in and spruik just a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on at Supercars NZ. Obviously, this Simblacks Triple Crown that they've got going on coming up, this is essentially their endurance series. Very much like the V8 Supercar sets. They run their regular series like you guys are viewing tonight, but then they get into their endurance series. So that's going to be awesome. Round 1 at the Bend. It's a month or so away. Then back to Mount Panorama and Sandown driver swap races. Interesting stuff. Going to be very special. And we will quickly mention the Sim Racing Hub. So if you want to sign up to this, the Supercars NZ V8 Supercar Series, or any of their stuff going on, you need this app. Get your phone out, scan that QR code, and get amongst it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, whatever your flavour, whether you're on the Android or the Apple devices, jump all over that. A great tool, a whole bunch of information going on there. The boys are starting to populate the grid, so I won't muck around too much longer, but I've got to just quickly throw this in here, and we will probably throw it in again a little bit throughout the race. 55 minutes tonight, a couple of compulsory pit stops, so we will have time. This is a Get a Sim competition. It is back, baby. Yes, it is. It was awesome. We had a great response on the first iteration of it. Over 200 free entries, ladies and gentlemen, and you too could win this awesome bit of kit. And thank you, Gamma Flare, as always. Simblacks, Supercars NZ, Matchbet Entertainment, and Mozza Racing there for putting this on again. That, mate, just look at that stuff, J-Man. That will be we'll draw all that live, J-Man, in the last round of the V8 Supercar Winter Series here, J-Man. So thank you all of the people involved. Quickly get your phones out, because we are going to go racing any moment. Ladies and gentlemen, scan that QR code quickly. It is free to enter. Free to enter. I just need to remind you of that. Look look at that, kid. You too could be driving around in that. We are about to go green. The lights are up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to get some cameras here.
Green flag, green flag.
On the field, and here we go. Leonard, I don't know, as he set the standard immediately, J-Man, with that qualifier. A little bit of toing and throwing, a couple of positions back there. Forbett with a snaggy start. Brown got off well. Pepperell just holding back, watching that unfold in front of him, because those three are going at it. You want to be careful, because look at the crowd collecting behind him already. Only the first few corners here. It is on already. Good clean start. We're getting no warnings up on our data at the moment, J-Man. So very, very good stuff. Look at this stuff up the front here, though. Jensen Bade, Michael, I don't even want to try and pronounce it. Jensen Bade, Forbett, Sparrow, and Pepperell, J-Man. Side by side down into the hairpin. Yeah. Wow.
It is on there. The only guy to go with Rehan is actually Will Brown at the moment. I was going to call it. We didn't quite get to touch the a little bit going on, but Bade and Leonard share the lead of this championship 3 rounds in, heading into 4, and they were. Right. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But they were situated rows 1 and 2, and however, Rehan getting that advantage on that start. Bade, though, however, tucked up in behind Michael Talioncic as well. So good battle to start with. Mitchell Sparrow right in the fight as well, with Pepperell behind and Forbett in front as well. So early signs. Somebody sent the memo out. Just tell these boys that this is endurance format, but they are very full attack mode straight away.
They definitely are, J-Man, as Leonard leads the way over Will Brown, Michael Talanic.
Bade gets the move done down to 1.
Bade does get the move done there. Very nice. We will go to the Gamma Flare instant replay here, and you can just see that clearly from the chopper cam there, J-Man. Very tidy stuff from both of those boys. Working it out on track in the only the third lap, the second lap here, so very, very quick start. We're going to go back far to see the next battle ensuing, though, J-Man, and it is between Michael Sparrow and Roger Forbett. Mitchell Sparrow and Roger Forbett. Pepperell looks like he wants a bit of that action as well, and then there is a trainer car. Look at them all. Freeman. Looks like he might have just snuck past Cullen there as well. Hey, man.
Yep.
Carpenter, McKenzie, Pluck, Bradford, Jesse Simpson, and Ridley Turner rounding out the 20. A very clean start, Jamie, and I think the only little flag I think we got there might have been Aaron Timperley in the background.
Yeah, Shane White, 611 car with a drive-through penalty with an incident. I think involved a couple actually. I know McNamara was in there as well. So race control already super efficient tonight. Unpacked that one and handed out the
dished it out.
Dished it out pretty much, mate. So hey, look for at the moment. Bade through on Michael's going to just try and press on and see if he can bridge this gap back now up the front. And those front two have checked out. We've got 2.3 seconds over him now. And tell you what, Will Brown is not letting that raw pace that we saw in qualifying of Rehan Leonard get away from him. He is very much in touch. And Brownie and Dutch and Bade were very, very quick in the practice session. Rehan sort of turned up a little late, but fired a pretty decent one in there late in the piece, but he saved it all up for quali and does look good in the race. Does have the fastest lap early in the piece here with a 32.9. And expect those numbers to improve significantly over the next 2-3 laps, Davo. But
absolutely.
Heading back a little bit for me. Still very fixated on the Pepperell, Kitcher, Dutch. I mean, Kitcher's always in the action. If you ever want to see any action at V8 Supercars on a Tuesday night, you don't have to look too much further.
You do not.
Than the Kitcher car. He is always in a Team Kiwi racing car.
Okay, Look, let's just pick up on one of the Gamma Flare replays. The camera guys have just tapped me on the shoulder, said, let's have a quick sneaky pick of this. This is Michael Gunstone. Actually gets a little bit of a tag there. So, from, I think it might have been Sam Cullen there on the Gamma Flare instant replay. And we will actually just try and sneak back here and have a look at the Aaron Timperley incident a little bit earlier here. Just see him on the outside there in the black car, ladies and gentlemen, on the chopper cam. And oh, that got awkward. They're just gassing it up too heavy on the loud pedal there for Aaron. Turning around, I'm not sure who that is. That is, but I do know what it is. It's actually one of the official Simblacks team cars there. So Shane White here getting a tag from, it's not Kitcher actually, J-Man, in that car. I'm not sure who that is. That is Shane White actually, yes.
Yeah, so to unpack your replay there with Cullen, and I think at the time you called it was with Michael Gunstone. That'll be a drive-through for the 258 car. For his part in that incident down at the Apex there. So, all's fair, love and war. It does get sorted out.
Well, look, and SCNZ's team in live stewarding do a stellar job, J-Man. Obviously, they do all of our matchment event stuff and all over this stuff. Team of boys up there, keep an eye on that, and yeah, they were right onto that. Look, you made a good point, J-Man, actually, with Jensen getting sneaking past Michael Talanicic there, J-Man. He could see the likes of Brown and Leonardo running away, and he really does need to stay in touch. He's got the pace to stay in touch. So he did have to get past Michael pretty quick, smart, didn't he? And just keep them in sight, if nothing else. So he'll be pushing hard.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure if the track pace isn't quite there, but the front runners 33.3 apiece. Bade was a 33.4, so just around about a tenth away last lap. But look, almost feel like the front two aren't showing us everything they've got as far as raw pace. I'll be interested to if we do get to hear from these boys at the back end, because it almost looks a little measured at the moment. Looks all pretty civil, I'm going to say, at the moment from these boys here. So obviously the Phoenix Racing team there tucked in second, and obviously Rayhan leading the way as well. And then we do have Bade and another Gamma Flare car tucked in behind. So it's almost reminiscent of things we've seen before, where they're just maybe just controlling this to a little bit. We know the supercar is a little fuel sensitive, obviously covered off probably by the minimum 2 tyres times 2 to take here, but I think it's already started. I'm just thinking that that's a little bit of a measured approach as we see the replay there from the
Ryan Jones.
DPR car.
Yeah,
Ryan Jones.
Yeah, that was Jones. I think it might have been Gunstone that was involved with that as well. So, yeah, just a little bit of a to and fro. And boys ending up like very much passengers in those cars there, J-Man. Given the lateral loads these guys are attempting to achieve in a Gen 3 supercar, just the slightest of altercation will have you looking the wrong way very quick smart. So those boys obviously struggling in that situation. Wow, yeah. There you go. We have, look, I'm just trying to get the official numbers here, but I think we have got 36, maybe 37 cars.
I think you'll find we do have 37 out there. But yep. Hey, look, notable mention at the moment, I'm going to say is P4. So Michael Taliancic down to Stephen Banks, and pretty sure Thomas Freeman's going to try and get that car in the OPR Gamma Flare car up on the back of that pack. But you could argue, 4th through 10th is a very good fight at the moment, and it all looks really controlled at the moment early in the piece here for these drivers here on this 55-minute scheduled enduro for Okayama on a Tuesday night here, round 4.
Absolutely. And look, we've already talked the track up, but it is not the easiest track to get around. But the cars do seem to run it pretty well. Oh, look, to be honest, J-Man, we've had very little. We did just scroll through a few of the replays there of the incidents that we have had, but very few incidents considering how flowy and fast this track is and how difficult these cars are to drive. So the boys doing a stellar job, really, aren't they? So impressive.
And
yes.
Laz just tuning into the chat there. So just in back to my point about maybe the boys in management mode. Yeah. So Laz just saying, yeah, he is clutching. So definitely, there's a whole lot of management going out the front, which is truly impressive in itself. The fact that he's out front and he is managing that lap time and that margin. No real pressure from Will Brown. He's there.
Yeah, well,
Rayhan's got the ability to go if he needs to, but at the moment he clearly feels like he's got the couple there with the Phoenix car just to go about the business. And look, he won't win it at the start. It'll all be about maybe reverse engineering this thing and being good at the back end. So.
Absolutely. It can be argued that Brown is doing exactly the same thing, to be honest, like...
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
Not any pressure. And we did talk about at the top of the broadcast, J-Man, how, this 55-minute just sneaks within that zone of actually making it a strategy race, like it's just long enough for these boys to have to think about this. Talking about, like Brown's, lack of attack on Rian, and it literally looks like he's following it. We are getting, some messages live here from Rian, his crew chief here, Laz, saying that he is clutching. However, J-Man, just answer me this, is Jensen Bade conserving, or is he chasing at the moment to try and bridge that gap up to the back of Brown's car at the moment? What do you think?
It's the pace is comparable at the moment, like based on the last lap, 33.9 for Rayhan, 34.0 for Brownie, Bade on a 34.0 as well. So, look, I think it's measured still, and if you see the margin that he's pulled on Michael, he's pulled basically 2.5 seconds. So there's no real pressure for the front three at the moment. They can afford to maybe burn the clock up at the moment and just look after the tyre, look after the car, the fuel, the whole lot. And look, 2 pit stops. Bade's still in a good position here to make this work for him. He's obviously got the luxury of seeing these guys go or not. So what I'm saying is obviously he may, based out of his race position and third, may not be able to get the undercut if that's what he's looking for. But he's certainly in the box seat to get it if they don't go when he's expecting them, so he could certainly do that.
For sure. So, like you said, he's sort of privileged. He's got that, he can gauge his pace off the boys in front of him, because he can see what they're doing. So...
Yeah. And hey, look, we're already inside that window. So, pit lane, by my calculation, is open already. So based on that, I haven't seen... Okay, no, there has been a little bit of movement. I apologise. So I think Scotty McKenzie is currently in the lane and Phil Carpenter's on his way out. Sam, yeah, Cullen may have been... I think Cullen got a drive-through, the 258 car. And also Shane White in the 611. I think he had one as well. So I'm not sure if you can see the amount of rotations around the moon being the pit lane that they've done. And
well, look,
tell me...
Hey, and you talk about that. I think Sam Cullen might have been one of those cars that were getting tangled up with somebody else earlier on, and so quite likely.
Michael Gunstone, yeah.
Yeah, serving a penalty there, J-Man, absolutely. So, as the race goes on, though, we will start to get a bit of a clearer view on the pit stops. J-Man, and what they mean, and whether they're actually, ticked off as official compulsory pit stops. We're just going to get up there on the tower there, ladies and gentlemen, just to show you the gains and losses from the field so far in this race after 10 laps. Just to give you an idea that that top 5, there hasn't been a lot of movement. Obviously, Sparrow has snuck up there with Forbett dropping back and Pepperell dropping back a position. So, but, like the top 4 haven't really changed much. Obviously, Will Brown have stayed in situ, but Bade and Michael have moved forward. So, interesting stuff. Just gives you a little bit of a breakdown on the way some of these guys are progressing, and look, notable mentions. I think we always like to just jump into this. Shane Edgar and Arlette, J-Man, both up 15 positions. As is Tim Volk, too.
Yeah.
Just quietly. So nice work from those boys. Starting well back in the field and taking advantage of what's going on. We are live. I think cameras on Kitcher's car as Pepperell actually just ducks into the pits, J-Man. So good timing there with Pepperell peeling off.
Yeah, and one of those just ahead of that as well. Just watching, you talked about Mitchell Sparrow, and he's in the digger bits. Camaro as well. Now he's been progressing nicely to get up to the back of Michael Taliancic as well. And I tell you what, I sort of come up on my radar because he pulled away from the Forbett, Kitcher, Dutch, Banks, and then, like I mentioned, I knew it wouldn't be too far away before Thomas Freeman joined that party, and he's now applying a lot of pressure to the back of Steve Banks. But yeah, just watching Mitchell Sparrow and the lap times that he's been producing, he's very much in touch with Michael at the moment, and look, they have just put a bit of margin into that pack that I mentioned did go 4 through 10, and there's quite an air gap there now back to Forbett, Kitcher, Dutch, and Dutch for me, the one here that, so I think very much Dutch is driving to a number at the moment, because I think he had the pace to go forward, and he's just settled in here. It's a bit of an expedition at the moment, and I think he's just settled in. It'd be interesting to hear from Dutchy just to see this early stages what the mindset is, but I think it's not aggressive. It's pretty much just come in here, look after the car, look after the tyre, and the fuel, and let this thing come back to him later on, because I do believe that car has pace.
True that. And what better person to just tuck him behind was Noah Kitcher. Kitcher actually just peeling off to the pits, allowing I think that's Banks and Freeman in the OPR X Gamma Flare car. There's sneak on by. So a little bit of movement shaken. The pit lane is open, like him. And some of those boys are taking advantage of that. He's let there, J-Man, with a very late entry into the pit lane. So gets that thing pulled up.
Pepper definitely doing one of his stops. It looked like to me somewhere around, we know that you and I can be slightly different because of the Tasman crossing.
Oh, yes.
But around about that
8.8
for me, so I'm sure you'll be within half a second to a second of that. Stationary time, Jones 12.1, Kitcher 17.1. Are you reading that similar?
Okay, so we on the tower, J-Man, we have Pepperell at a 13. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna call it mine because I know I've updated my stuff more frequently than you. So I'm coming to you from the future.
Yeah.
So,
well.
Yeah, turn that part of that tower off. Let's go with mine.
Well, in theory, New Zealand is in the future. For us anyway, right? You're 2 hours ahead of me, so there's no surprise the numbers don't add up.
Well, and sometime that equates for about 5.3 seconds, so we're good.
So we are all good, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You know, it's just a GST stuff.
Rayhan just still sticking with those 33 and 3/4 laps, those 33.7s. Brownie just 34.1, so you can see a little bit of margin there that I think that's more probably equated to consistency in those high 33s from Rayhan, and maybe Brownie just dropping away a little bit the last two.
He did. And so this is all. Do you think it's Rayhan's just like outright pace here, or is it Brown just going, again, you talk about it all the time, driving to the number, so they're trying to get to a certain lap, aren't they, to do their compulsory pit stops. So that's what's going on. And look, we don't know, do we? Like early stage in the race here, neither of those drivers in for their official pit stops yet. So we can only surmise, J-Man. Who knows?
No. We've got the data. So 33.7 lap 10 for Rayhan. 3.63 tenths away from that was Brownie, slower. He was just under 2 tenths on lap 11 slower, and he was just under half a second slower on lap 12. So it's and looking at Rayhan's numbers, I'll give you the last 3 laps: 33.78, 33.76, 33.70. So, like I mentioned, it's about consistency. His ability at the moment, given that he's driving well inside himself as far as the lap time, it would be quite easy for Rayhan to manufacture these lap times and just hold them there. And he's driving that to a fuel number, and maybe Brownie's got to push a little bit harder. True.
And I mean, we saw it. You watched it in pre-race. Rayhan's times. We saw it in qualifying. The only car into the 31s. Okay, so clearly the quickest car on track. So he has that opportunity, doesn't he? He's got that in his arsenal. He can move forward if he needs to, because he's got the pace. He's generally got the pace on these guys. So he's literally controlling the race for himself there at the moment. Brown has definitely dropped back somewhat, hasn't he? What is the interval race? Let's try and get that up on the tower there at the moment. So it's a couple of seconds, J-Man, to Brown.
I was just picking up on a corner there. Terry Russell, sorry, that's car 8. He was dropping down back in 29th. But, hey, yeah, 100%. I think that's exactly what it was. Caught up a little bit too with Mitchell Sparrow really starting to apply the blowtorch, and there's a car rotated as they just come around.
I'm not sure who that was actually. It looked like one of the black cars there. Terry Russell, maybe? No? Let's have a quick look at this. Let's have a quick look at this. I think it was Russell here, J-Man.
Yeah. Hey, and an update. I took, you and I talked about Jensen Bade sitting there in P3 a little bit away. He was around 3.5 seconds off the lead away from Rayhan and Brownie. Well, Brown, Bade and Banks all just went on this lap here. So that's left Rayhan to run it a little bit longer. And so potential undercut there for Brown and Bade. But this will be very much, if Rayhan thought that was the lap that it was time to go, he would have gone. So looking for a shorter full, maybe a little bit later on.
We just got the pit times up there. So Brown about 11.5 and Bade low 13 on the data on the tower there at the moment, J-Man. So a couple of seconds in that for Brown.
Yeah, so we're bang on the button with Brown. 11.5, you said?
Yes, 11.4.
11.4 for me. However, the information I got for Bade was an 8.9, so I'm not sure. He's got friends down there for me. So, and I tell you what, we'll get a read on that. What is the proximity between those two post pit stops? And that will be a true tell of what that looks like. So, Jensen Bade, he is...
It doesn't look like he's lost anything from it though, Jamie.
Potentially not.
Like on the data, on the tower that we're seeing is a couple of seconds plus.
Yeah, they got Foxy between them. So 3.2 plus 2.5. Yeah, maybe.
It might be a bit of a gap there. Yeah, no, you're right. So let's bring up that that gap there now on the tower there, ladies and gentlemen. So you can, we're just providing some information for you viewers that like what we can see on our data here, and you can just see Brown over Fox over Bade there. So about not quite half a second from Brown to Fox. But then nearly another 2 seconds back to Bade. So J-Man, that's that 2 seconds. There it is right there.
Yeah, and I think I'd expect to see Rayhan in shortly. He's caught the back of one of the skeleton cars. Is going to get out the way because potential blue flags if that
very
car is already
tidy.
stopped. So just watch for this. Does
And here it is.
Rayhan
This
look
is
to
the,
shuffle over?
this is the pit entry
Yes, he
there.
does.
Very tidy stuff from Rayhan there. Tricky, and you can see it there clearly on that angle there, ladies and gentlemen. How tricky. Very tightening little pit lane entry there. Rayhan gets that thing down to speed nicely, J-Man, as he rolls into the pit lane. I think Thomas Freeman in the background as well. Our cars, they're just sneaking in as well.
Got some support there for young man Della Pluck. I'll just go and have a look and see how he's travelling. He's up 3 spots. Obviously a few guys pit stopped. Maybe not actually. He's look at the data for him.
So he's up 2 positions. So
He's and made a stop as well, so he's going all right. P15 at the moment.
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, P15. So tucked in behind Dylan Radford.
Yeah, so that little bit of game data that we're showing on the tower at the moment. When we look at those boys that have already pitted, look where Freeman's come out there too right now, in behind. I think that's it.
Tell you what,
That's Dutchy right there. So
yeah,
yeah,
well, Brownie's come out in front of Rayhan as well, mate. So that's a big news headline.
What? So what? Whoa! Time out. Let's get a pit time. A little bit of context here.
So that's the undercut hard at work because by calculations, is Rayhan was quicker on the jacks too. So
it says that here too on the tower now. So interesting
10.9.
stuff. Just watch Freeman here. And Dutch looking on Forbert. Can he get it done? This corner flicks back pretty quickly here. A lot of debris on the track here, side by side.
That's Freeman.
Freeman's got the bird's eye view there on Forbert and Dutch.
Banks right in it as well, so that's a good little battle there. Mitchell Sparrow goes to lead this race.
Oh, here we go. Sorry to interrupt, J-Man. Freeman just sneaking past Forbert as well there. Will he get it done? Will he get it done? They're side by side still.
Is it?
And he does.
Yeah, took a while.
It did take a
He
while.
stayed with it.
Forbert,
with it.
it's just like, yeah, you can have it, but you're going to have to work for it. So nice work from all involved there. Dutchy across the start-finish line, currently in 7th position.
Got to get a look at Rayhan and Will Brown now. So this probably wasn't part of the script here for Rayhan. And, Brownie covering. As they head down to turn 5.
Oh, and pinched up in the rears was Brownie, went in really late. Look at the debris on the track. You could see the Mustang, the 888 Mustang there just tipped sideways.
Yep.
Just a smidge as he turned it in. He was well inside off the ideal line. Wow, J-Man, what a battle. These two guys, class acts, I tell ya. And Brown really fighting for that now. Rayhan, oh, mate, pressure. Look about pressure.
Yeah, I reckon if he can get the exit out of 11 here, he'll be a big chance to have a look down at 1. And I think Brownie will cover straight away.
Here we go.
Too late.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there was a Simblax car just on the inside. There we go. Whoa, ever so slight. I don't even know whether they touched there, J-Man. That was close.
Silky smooth. They're still too wide. But I reckon Rayhan will get the drive out of here.
No, you reckon Brown's got the inside, J-Man, but Rayhan with the run and in through the kick there, and he's got it done. Brown's covering on the other side. Shows the nose. Wow.
That leaves Mitchell Sparrow in the lead in the Diggerbits car out there unpitted. He'll be coming in shortly, no doubt. Starting to run this one really, really long. It's Radford Radford and Mandela Pluck still going at it too, David. That's closed up in the recent past.
Just picking up that overtake. Rian on Will there. J-Man on the Gamma Flare, official Gamma Flare replay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So, awesome stuff. Sorry, who were you looking at there, J-Man?
I was looking at Radford Pluck battle. It was good battle going on at the moment. It's been going on for a little bit.
Yeah, so Plucky, like you mentioned when we actually got eyes on him there earlier, is one of the already pitted cars. So he's come in early, so he only showed as 3 position gain at the time we got eyes on him, and still actually only shows that now. But I think him getting that early pit stop here, as these pit stops start to equalise, look at the pressure he is putting on there on Radford at the moment. So I think Pluck's in a good position here. He has had some good drives so far in the series. Winton and... Right, here we go, here we go.
Pulls it up too.
It's not over, J-Man. It's not over.
So, this is a carbon copy of Rayhan.
Pretty much, isn't it?
But I think Radford's going to prevail here.
Oh, it's tight.
Maybe. Man, that is good racing.
That is excellent racing from these boys. Look at how close they are, J-Man. We're just inside, in car, should I say, with Dylan Radford.
Not done.
It's definitely not done.
And that's, who's that? Is that Ridley Turner in the back of shop there as well?
Turner with the bird's eye view here there as Radford just gets a tag. Ever so slight tag on Plucky there. It's made him vulnerable actually.
Yeah, one of the skeleton cars.
Is Turner going to do him here?
He's got a half a chance up here.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. It just settles down before
Turner's
the
just
final couple of quarters.
I think Turner just sort of found himself there. He sort of ranged up on these two. They sort of came together and he just sort of found himself almost up beside. And what do? You're not going to back off, are you, J-Man? You're going to take advantage of it and jump all over it. So nice work from Turner there. Miles Burgess in the pits. J-Man just in front or behind of those guys now, should I say. So good little battle here. He's got to take care here. It's invigorated Turner's a little bit there, and he looks like he wants to carry on with this relationship.
Yeah, very much. And I'll tell you what, that is Miles Burgess's second stop. So what do we got? And about just under 22 minutes remaining.
Turner giving the obligatory flash of the headlights to Radford there, just going, I'm just here, mate. Don't forget that. As those boys continue to battle on. Who is not in a battle is Rian there up in front. Actually, it's coming up on maybe some lapped traffic there as well, Jamie.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, mate, I got eyes at the minute. I'm just going to keep a close eye on Mitchell Sparrow, Roger Forbett. And he's actually pulled out of turn 11. Going to have the good run down to 1. So we're going to see this great passing opportunity again, Davo, down here. This is definitely the hot spot at the moment. 1, 2, and 3. And they can go dual file through all of those and some, if need be, as we've seen in the recent past.
Yep,
but no problem there for Mitchell. Sorry, David, as you were, Rayhan just catching up to the back of one of the. So it's the Castrol. Very much looks like an ex-Winterbottom. Yeah, very good looking car, that one. Pulls out the way, the 008 car. So that would be Jesse Simpson.
So pit stops are plenty, J-Man, at the moment. We've got Timperley in, Edgar, Munro, Greenall, Radford, all in the pit lane at the moment. Here, how many pit stops, you ask, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we are going to show you right here on the tower who has stopped, who has not, how many they have done or completed, should I say.
So
obviously-
Jones with 2 in the bank, Davo.
Yeah, so everybody down to Jones. Done their first compulsory pit stops. And Ryan, obviously the first of the 2 stoppers. And as you can see, that changes very quickly because you can just see that tower actually just flicking around there a little bit as we just see Mandela Pluck sneaking in there as well, viewers. There. And he's got some supporters tuning in tonight, as always, here at the official Matchfit Entertainment coverage of the SCNZ 2026 V8 Supercar Winter Series. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you if you're tuning in, obviously live here on the YouTube tonight, or on our delayed broadcast at Sky 83 Face TV. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Oh, look, there's just too many names to mention. J-Man, Gamma Flare, we've got all ports, we've got the Sim Racing Hub app, you know, obviously Supercars NZ for putting on an amazing show once again here tonight, and all the boys out on track delivering what has been an awesome race so far. And where are we at, J-Man? The time isn't ticking.
Yeah, and look, I'm watching a fascinating little battle. Rayhan's put 2 3/4 seconds in the bank by way of a lead over Brown at the moment, and that'll just keep in his pocket for that pit window for the next stop they've got to make. But Jensen Bate is the one that is throwing caution to the wind at the moment. He has really dropped the hammer and going after Will Brown. So a lot of Phoenix development up there, doing a great job.
you know it. You know it as well as I do, J-Man. The Phoenix Racing boys definitely know their stuff and getting it done. Who is that just in front of there? I just see a 777 car. We're just getting out of the roof cam of Jensen Bay there for a moment. We'll actually get a little bit of in-car stuff here in the Mustang. One of the 777 cars, not sure who that is.
It'll be Jordan Moss.
Is it Mossy? Yeah, okay, so we got either Mossy or
it's Mossy.
Brad Robertson, so.
Yeah. Brad Robinson's a bit further up the road. He's tucked up in behind Radford, in between Marn and Radford. Actually, he's doing a good job. 10 spots up. Obviously, some pit stops to shake out, but I think out of the 777 boys, Brad's got this one locked in at the moment.
Yeah, doing a stellar job in the 775 car there and getting it all hooked up there on the corner. So, very nice, very nice. What do you got, Pepperell?
Pepperell in for his second and final stop too. So, and he's come in from a good solid position as well. We see the 750 car. We've had the opportunity to talk to him throughout the seasons. Does make the podium enough times to be on a first name basis, Davo.
Oh, pretty much. Pretty much. So,
however, at the moment, good management here. Rayhan just tucked back into those 33.7s again. Talked about managing that number and managing that fuel load. And equally as well, he'll be looking after the tyre, doing that, just not overextending himself or the equipment. So he's got that out to a little over 3 seconds now. But Bade, what's that margin? Oh. Okay, so Bade's had a moment, has he, Davo? Because that is 7.6 seconds. So did I miss something there with Jensen Bade?
Show up on my data other than a snaggy pit time, lap time. So We will just bring up the last lap times there, J-Man, but I'm suspecting it actually happened the lap before this one, and now he's just rolled across the line again. So has that been? Yeah, marginally. Brown actually back off a little bit again, but Brown, J-Man, he's got a second of these boys nearly. Wow.
In the lap times, he's just dialed them in. He just tuned that up a little bit, 33 with a 5 rather than a 3.7. So he's just driving within himself at the moment. But be interested to see once it's shaken out. Russell Pepperell, what did he go on the jacks? Somewhere around 11.7 by my calculation.
Okay. This is where we're laying bets on this these days.
Yeah, we can get into conflict over this, but not really.
No, probably not. But who are we looking at? Again?
Russell Pepperell.
Okay,
yeah, because.
Okay, so Pepperell 11.7 on the tower.
Yeah, well, that's good.
That's it.
I concur.
I concur. Awesome, and doing a stellar job in one of the Gamma Flare cars there at the moment. New wall paint. Just, well, if you hadn't already noticed, it's abode in the winter series here in SCNZ's 2026 V8 Supercar Series as he sneaks into the pit lane here. Look at the vigour.
Well, I was with Will Brown, and this is a carbon copy with Brown and Bade going earlier than Rayhan on the first stint as well. So maybe a push lap here for Rayhan. However, he has got traffic up the road.
So he nearly got held up with Chris Thomas there, J-Man. Thomas just taking a conservative entry into the pit lane there. And Denson, however, not doing that. Ranges up on the back of him extremely quick and leaves the pit lane behind him once again. So now has to deal, obviously, with that out of position car. So and he quickly gets a blue flag and steps away. So where are we? So we do have the time still on the tower for our viewers. Our legends viewing in.
Well, we would be in conflict over this one because Brownie for me is 0.2 and I can see yours is telling me it's 14.7. So
that ain't gonna work.
Do better, SDK. Come on, guys.
No, look, and that's the unfortunate thing. Look, and we can clearly see it isn't 0.2, J-Man. So
no.
So yes, look, we are at the mercy of our software sometimes. But look, our eyes don't lie, J-Man, and we can clearly see on the track where Brown to Bade is right now. And look at the debris on the track there through the double lefts, J-Man. A lot of gravel. Where are we? 43 odd minutes in, so we've only got just over 10 minutes to run in this.
Yeah, and Rayhan in and out, mate, and I'll be interested to know what numbers you get there, because for me it was an 11.7.
11.6 on the tower, my friend.
Yep.
So that's on the money.
So, and importantly, this time through, it sees Rayhan get out clear of Will Brown, and he did that by building that margin this time through, gave himself plenty of opportunity for an undercut not to affect him. Comes out in the lead of this race over Will Brown and Jensen Bade, but some margin there. Bade now 5.8 seconds behind Brown. Pepperell a further 7.7 from there. 1.9 seconds for Thomas Freeman off the back of Pepperell, so look for that to maybe
Freeman's coming.
Elevate. Yeah.
I definitely agree there. Just watch that space there. Freeman has looked speedy all night. He does have Michael
Talyancic. Yeah, he is right there. He's going with him for sure. 100% he is.
Who is not slow, J-Man. So, and has been in touch, although not right up at the pointy end and putting pressure on these boys. He's right there. He's been there all night. He was there in pre-race practice. He was there in qualifying. And here, as we start to wind down in this race, he is still there. and holding his own, currently running in 6th position. What is his gains or losses in this race? He has only dropped 1 position from his qualifying position, so doing a stellar job is Michael J-Man.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And for me, Dutch, if there's a time to drop the hammer, it's now, because he's got around about 6.2 seconds to make up to those boys that we are just talking about as well. And he's got company with Mitchell Sparrow, who's been performing beautifully throughout the race so far. He's held the lead of it in the opening stint after Leonard, Brown and Bade stopped, and he ran long. Who is that? That's Carpenter, Burgess, Gunstone engaged in a good little three-way there, Davo. Back down in 15th, 16th, 17th.
So Carpenter's starting to put pressure on Burgess. He's got ever so slight bit of breathing space back to Gunstone. But look, if these two cars get side by side, which he nearly does there, look, the boys behind him, which I think it's Radford and Callahan, are actually in tow as well, J-Man. That could escalate quickly. That's a bar fight waiting to happen, my friend.
Yeah, there's plenty of feeling in that one.
Oh, and again.
Big look on the inside.
Carpenter very deep under brace. He's stopping that car amazingly. Let's just get out of the roof cam, actually. Carpenter's car here. Just see, get a bit of a gauge on how late he is stopping that car, that Mustang, compared to the OPR Chevy in front of him. But we'll get over the rear wing. We'll flip that camera around and have a look. That's the bar fight. Those boys, they're ready to jump in and have a crack, given the chance. So he'll be keeping an eye on that mirror, I think, J-Man. Oh, and again. Is Burgess just... Look, we can see Phil's car's damaged, right? Burgess' car doesn't look damaged, but it doesn't look like it's tipping in nicely into the corner. So it looks vulnerable, J-Man. Does not look comfortable in that Chevy at the moment.
No. A couple of key moments while we've been watching that as well. Rehan Leonage is letting that Mustang eat right now. Just banked a 32.3. So
wow.
Just well on the wick up. And the other one as well, Mitchell Sparrow, looking super hungry. And he gets it done as I go back to him on Andrew Dutch. And I tell you what, there was about 3 opportunities prior to that while you were watching that battle that I saw him have a big look. So does get it done, does Mitchell Sparrow. And
oh, without a little bit of a love tap actually too from Dutchy. Dutchy's just like, go on then. Just gives him a bit of a slap on the ass on the way past. Just goes, go on, you legend. And Sparrow, go Mitchell, gets it done. Dutchy, what can he do, J-Man? Now he's got to just think about whether he's under pressure from Corbin or not. Thank you, Gamma-Flare. Instant replay there once again, J-Man. We're still over the rear wing of Sparrow's car there, J-Man. What do you got going on now?
I've got a good fight between Ryan Jones and he's
Fox,
had his pocket.
Foxy.
Leon Fox is trying to get in there. Jones was trying to get underneath Daryl Callahan up there at turn 9. Clock's ticking. There's down to 6 minutes remaining, and these boys know it.
Look at this lot. Look at this lot.
Oh, and who's that off up in the...
Oh,
that was one of the skeleton cars.
Okay, so that's Carpenter, I think, going backwards there, J-Man.
Yep.
So that escalated quickly from all of the boys there. Let's just, we will try and just quickly pack that, because that was a pretty epic little battle going on there.
So Freeman got past on to the Sorry, mate. As you work.
So here we go. I think we might have picked up where it might have got a little bit pear-shaped here for the boys. Jones, Callahan, and the like. They're all fighting for it. It's coming down to the wall. They're having a crack. I think Callahan literally outbraked himself. Got out in the sand there. So, thank you, Gamma Flare. Instant replay. As we go back to the action, time is a ticking, J-Man. Under 5 minutes to run here. What do you have eyes on, mate? There's a lot going on, actually, at the moment.
There's a heap going on. So one of the first ones is Freeman's road to success. Obviously, P5 at the moment got eyes on Russell Pepperell. And also Dutch is very close to Mitchell Sparrow as well. I mean, as I scroll down, I mean, you know, you've got to take a look at it. I mean,
they're not far apart, are they?
No, there's so much going on. Obviously, Leon Fox still in Radford as well. That is a hot battle with Gunstone and Burgess just up ahead. We've just seen what that looks like on the replay in the recent past. All of them starting to struggle for drive traction now as we see them just really wicking it up under acceleration off the corner now. And big run coming here from Leon Fox as he comes down to turn 5. And I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, and Radford.
Pinch the rears.
Pinch the rears. Let him through. He's going to be vulnerable to Jones here as well.
Yep.
J-Man.
No issues for Rehan out the front. He has got a nice buffer at the moment over Will Brown and Jensen Bay.
Just picking up an incident on Sean McNamara. Look, just ever the gentleman gets offline to let his teammate go through.
Oh, and then loses it.
And then gets out of the marbles and loses it.
Yeah.
Sorry for having a bit of a giggle, Sean. It's unfortunate stuff there. Here we go, Radford. Radford and Jones. Jones has got him, has he? Here we go. It's this sequence of corners, J-Man. We've seen it all night here. Oh, so close. Oh, no! Radford's off!
Oh, that is huge. That is huge. He stayed in the gas, grabbed too much curve, found the worst part of the tyre barrier, and requests the tow truck. But I tell you what, back to it, Thomas Freeman, Russell Pepperell, the clock is ticking, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go, and Freeman is definitely there. He's in contention to try and take this 4th position away. Race control hasn't been overly busy tonight. The boys have been out there. It's been fierce. It's been fast. But I tell you what, it's been fair.
Wow. And it has been, there has been a lot going on, J-Man. It's kept us on our toes. Look, a nice, good, healthy field here tonight. Okayama delivering again. Not overly familiar with this track. I think I'm pretty sure we called it a couple of seasons ago, J-Man. Obviously, Dave and J-Man a little new to some of these circuits. But, oh man, these guys, they've got it going on tonight, I tell you, J-Man. And what a strategy battle up to Portian. Rian with plenty of pace. We saw it in pre-race, we saw it in qualifying. He's just delivering, he's just smashing it out. He's got the flexibility to push when required. Brown has nothing for him, J-Man.
No, and look, Freeman's got to get one more shot at this, one more lap, because Rehan is on the final lap as we speak, and so good battles. I think the first close one will be Pepperell Freeman. The next one will be, I'm going to say, No, Banks and Forbett, there's a little bit separating those guys. It probably goes back down to the likes of, it goes back down to Gunstone, Fox, and I wouldn't say Jones, but maybe Burgess. Yeah, it is. It's Burgess and
Gunstone.
Gunstone.
So Burgess, another one of the OPRX Gamma Flag sim racing cars. These are stunning looking cars, J-Man. Whoever's painting these cars, we saw them in the GT Ferry race on the management events at Magello. Oh, Burgess, getting it all whipped up there, J-Man.
He's excited about it.
A couple of weeks ago, and they were stunning. Multiple different makes of car, but looking amazing like that one right there, man. We are winding down, we are over time, we are over time, and Rian is going to bring this thing home right here, right now.
Yeah, beautiful drive there from Rayhan. Also, Will Brown as well. Stellar effort there. Threw it at him in the first phase of the pit stops, and then also Jensen Bate delivering as well. Good stuff. We like to see it. So that is your podium, and Russell Pepperell will defend and hold off a hard charging Thomas Freeman, and then Michael Taliancic as well. Did a very solid job for P6 there over Mitchell Sparrow, who's had a good night, and that Digabit's chrome livery Camaro does look really good out there on track.
Both Michael and Mitchell, J-Man, I applaud.
Yep.
Obviously, look, and we can't, I mean, discount Dutty, Forbett and Banks, all of those boys. Kitcher not too far, but Banks rounding out the top 10, Kitcher in 11th, and Mackenzie in 12th, respectively. Mandela Pluck.
Yep.
Having a good start to the season so far in 13th. Ridley Turner, 14th. Miles Burgess in 15th. Is that Gunstone? These guys still at it right to the end.
They are. Very much.
Leon Fox in 17th. Ryan Jones, Phil Carpenter, and Dale Callahan rounding out as my bird, our mascot, Archie here, just going nuts. He's stoked. He reckons it was a great race. Callahan rounding out the top 20. J-Man. Well. What have we got? How much time have we got on our hands? Why have we got so much time on our hands? What's going on there?
We're just efficient tonight. But hey, we will kick it off with the podium, and I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab Jensen in here first, and I'll tell you what was a beautiful fight between the three. And Jensen, you got us on comms?
Yep, I got you.
Hey mate, look, congratulations tonight. I think you guys, I think I've got definitely the right three up here tonight. That was a very measured approach from you boys tonight. And look, I did go as far as saying earlier in the piece it almost looked management mode, maybe saving fuel, saving tyres from the front three. Obviously, it was just a little buffer back to yourself from Brownie and Rayhan, but was that the case there tonight? Came out with a plan and looked to execute, maybe maintaining and managing that front trio?
Yeah, so obviously I was hoping to start third, but then starting fourth, I had to do some work on the opening laps, which already then set me a couple seconds back from Will and Rahan, which wasn't great, but I just don't think I had the same pace as them, so I think they kind of deserved to be 1-2, and I was just happy to stay safe in P3. Obviously, I had a big gap in front and behind, so all I had to do was just make sure I put enough fuel in and kind of drive safely.
Yeah, no, look, mate, and look, certainly, like I said, it almost looked comfortable at that sort of opening standpoint. It was, still to put it on like that against this field. I mean, you really, there's a stack of drivers behind you that have the ability to go fast week in, week out. So you boys really put on a good measured approach and went fast when you had to as well. So congrats, mate, and look, always an opportunity, Jensen, to shout out the sponsors and the people that support you, mate. So well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So thanks to my sponsors, Gamma Flare, obviously the main sponsor. The Sim Hub, Missing Money, Moser, and obviously SUPERCAR NZ for hosting the leagues. And yeah, good to maintain the podium streak as well for this season.
Yeah, bodes well for the championship, mate.
Yes.
We
Oh,
did see the numbers coming into this one, and it's still going to be super tight. So keep it up, Jensen. We applaud you,
Yep,
mate.
cheers.
Congrats on the drive.
Thank you.
There you go. And the next one in, more of the same, but Brownie, you got us on comms?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, mate. Hey, look, we're chuffed, mate, because we got to see kind of, like it feels odd sometimes calling a 55 enduro, but such is the format, and you guys still get to go to work with a bit of strategy, and we saw that tonight. And I just said to Jensen, it looks so measured from the Phoenix / Gamma Flare boys out there tonight. In respect of that pace, you and Rayhan got away. You broke early. You kind of broke away from the field, but then didn't look like you were putting any pressure on Rehan in those early stages. Just driving to a lap time number, it looked well managed and looked like the gloves were off after the pit stops went to go about it. Was that we heard from Jensen saying that was pretty much the plan. Was that pretty much execution accomplished?
Yeah, a combination of things. Wanting to build a little bit of a gap to the rest before battling, so we don't have to take too much into consideration for what's behind us. We can just focus on each other. That, and I was trying to save fuel early in the stint, and then later in the stint, he just had better tire life than me and was driving away. So I just kind of rolled the dice and short filled and went for an early undercut and to try and see if I could do something. But at the end of the day, he was just too quick for me.
Yeah, well, that worked. It was super effective, and we talked about it. And we talked about maybe the potential for Jensen early in the piece to have that opportunity to just monitor you two boys in front and maybe dive in a lap earlier than you. However, you guys, yourself and Beatty, both went on the same lap, and it worked effectively for you. Came out in front and gave us a bit of a show, holding off Rehan for a bit, and then it was actually a fantastic bit of driving by both of you when that exchange happened, and it was good to see you weren't going to give it up early. We saw you covering straight away, and it's nice to know that inside the team that you guys have the license to go and fight. And clearly, a class above tonight. You guys came in organised. You had a plan. You executed, and congratulations, Will. That was a beautiful drive, and as always, mate, good opportunity to shout out the sponsors because you put yourself up there tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to the sponsors, 888 Excavation and Landscaping, Hybrid Racing Simulations, Gamma Flare, VHF Tires, RSW Graphics, Aramex Heatherton, Bubbles and Balloons, Phoenix Driver Development. Thanks for the team putting in the work through the week, building the set and working out how to drive the track. And thanks for you guys at MatchFit putting on the broadcast.
Awesome, mate. Well said. Well, awesome drive, mate. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. Will Brown comes home in second and gave us a nice little display there with Rayhan, but I tell you what, was not much doubt barring catastrophe. Obviously this format boded well. Rayhan, you got us on comms?
Yes, I'm here.
So it's almost rinse and repeat in the comms box here because it was very professional, kind of scripted and predicted. We saw it really early, and obviously Laz tuned in quite early and backed up my thoughts on what was going on. Just the ability, Rayhan, to go that fast and then manage tyres and fuel early in the piece and then have support from the team cars, it must make you pretty happy when you go out to try and execute something like this.
Yeah, it was a fun race. Obviously had a little bit of battles there with Will. Just tried to make it a bit interesting, But yeah, I felt pretty comfortable. Made like a last second setup change before hopping in tonight, and definitely helped with managing tires and still keeping the pace up, which helped quite a bit in the long run.
Yeah, so I guess the first ominous sign for us tonight was the 31.8 in quali. Kind of didn't see a lot in the practice session. Rayhan come in quite late. Well, it looked quite late to me unless I missed something, but still banked a really nice number in there and then got the business done in that qualifying session and got it quite early. We see these qualifyings kind of go down to a split situation, mate, where sometimes you boys opt to hold back and let the track maybe evolve or maybe get out there early and get it done. And we saw you go out particularly early tonight. Obviously, we talked about the track conditions. A lot of gravel gets kicked up later in the piece there from drivers having slide offs and stuff, and that obviously becomes a little bit of a factor with track debris and stuff. But hey, look, that opening stage, how much were you managing, mate? In respect, because we saw, I quoted the numbers, just looked like the target number was a 33.7 for quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I tried to keep it in the 33s. Tyre wear still hit a bit more than I would have liked, but I think I did manage to keep it in the 33s that entire first stint. But it was sort of just seeing if we could slightly pull away from everyone else behind. And then obviously Will was tucked in the draft there, and we were just driving, sort of like that, just mostly calm, and seeing what I could do on tyres, which obviously it was good. Near the end of the stint, I started to push it a little bit more, and the pace was definitely still there quite a bit. So I was very happy with that.
Yeah, awesome stuff, mate. Look, Phoenix / Gamma Flare tonight really put on a performance, and starting with yourself, I think, well done, and certainly put on a good show, Rehan. We love to see it, and breaks the tiebreaker at the top leading into round 5 now. Obviously, a slight little edge there, and we've seen this before. And boys, don't let this guy get on a roll, because I tell you what, he has got the stats historically behind him, and we support him immensely. Part of the family. So no, well done, Rehan, and always a great opportunity to shout out all the good people that support you, mate, because we know it takes a whole team to get this stuff done. So congrats on tonight, and the floor's yours.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Gamma Flare, Match for Entertainment, the Broadcasting Lounge, Sky TV Channel 83, Hybrid Racing Simulations, obviously Dad for helping with the crew chiefing, and my Nana for tuning in on the stream as well, the Phoenix guys for helping with the work throughout the week, and for a good race tonight, and you guys for putting on the show.
Awesome, Rehan. Well done, mate. And congratulations on a stellar performance tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Leonard, hi, Rian's Nan as well, just quietly.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in once again, and thank you all of our Matchfit Entertainment legends that tune in every stream here live on the YouTubes, and obviously all of our delayed broadcasts. All the viewers that catch us up on the Sky 83 Face TV channel. J-Man, what an awesome race. I thought we had heaps of time, but clearly we don't.
It's just J-Man things. I absorb it for you, mate.
You've done a stellar job. Once again, thank you once again, viewers, for joining us. Obviously, Sky 83 viewers and our Matchfit Entertainment YouTube legends and followers, for tuning in once again for the official coverage of the SCNZ 2026 V8 Supercar Winter Series. Thank you all of our sponsors, Supercars NZ, Sky 83, Sim Racing Hub, Gamma Flare, don't forget those boys. There's a whole bunch of people. You usually see them on the screen there, but look, that's enough from us, and we will see you all next week. And where is next week? Mount Panorama, ladies and gentlemen. Mount Panorama. Awesome. Legendary. It's going to be awesome. Thanks, J-Man. Thanks, viewers. And I'm going to leave you right now with a little bit from James to take you out. Bye for now. See you next week.
Oi, imagine this. The lights are on. 5 red lights. Heart pounding. Hands gripping the wheel. But this time, it's not someone else's simulator. It's yours. Because Gamma Flare, Simblacks, Matchfit